authentic Mexican Pico De Gallo and homemade tortilla chips. I'm super excited about this because it's made with whole plant foods. It's made with 6 ingredients only. It's very simple and easy to make. So the ingredients are tomatoes, onions, lime, cilantro, jalapeno, and salt. And you can adjust the level of salt as you'd like. But this dish is so fresh and delicious. It's bursting with flavor, and it really does taste like a restaurant-style pico. So you can put it on anything. You can put it on your tacos, burritos, you can eat it with nachos, or just plain tortilla chips. It's just really delicious, and it's made with whole plant foods, so it's super healthy. So let's get started. First off, the recipe is in the description, and as far as the ingredients, you'll need Roma tomatoes, a white onion, salt, cilantro, jalapeno, and lime. The first step is to cut your tomatoes in half and core them to remove any juice and seeds so that your Pico De Gallo is not watery. Also, as far as the tomatoes, you don't want to use pink tomatoes. It's very important that you use ripe red Roma tomatoes. That makes all the difference in the flavor. Now you're going to chop your tomatoes. And I'm using 5 tomatoes, but you can also use 4. Next, you're going to dice half of a large white onion. Now it's time to add the spice. So I'm adding 1 jalapeno pepper, and I'm removing the seeds so that it's more mild. But if you prefer spicier Pico De Gallo, you can either keep the seeds or you can use a serrano pepper instead of a jalapeno pepper. You're gonna chop it up very finely. Next, you're gonna chop half of a bunch of cilantro, which is about 3/4 of a cup. Then you can add 1 teaspoon of salt, and you can definitely adjust this as you'd like. You can put less or you can omit it completely if you want it SOS free. Last, add the juice of 1 lime, which is about 3 tablespoons of lime juice. And you're just gonna mix it all up. And here's your finished Pico De Gallo. Look how delicious and colorful it looks. Now on to making our oil-free tortilla chips. All you need are corn tortillas, and as an option, you can add liquid aminos in a little spray bottle. Now just a word about the tortillas. If you want the cleanest version of tortillas, there's a brand called Mi Rancho or Ezekiel, and those are the cleanest ones that I've found. I'm using Costco brand because we make so many corn tortilla chips, but use whatever brand works for you. First, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Next, cut your tortillas. I'm using 13 tortillas for this batch. And as far as cutting, you'll first want to cut your tortillas in half and then cut the half into thirds as shown here. So you end up with 6 pieces. Now lay out parchment paper on 2 baking sheets if you're making a large batch, or just 1 if it's just a small quantity. And you can reuse the parchment paper for next time because it doesn't get very dirty. Now spray your chips with the liquid aminos if interested, and this is optional, it just adds a little extra flavor. Now it's time to put your chips in the oven, so put 1 tray on the bottom rack and 1 tray on the top rack. You'll set your timer for 12 minutes, but after 12 minutes, you'll want to check on your chips every 2 or 3 minutes just to make sure that they don't burn. You definitely don't want to walk away from your oven at this point. You want to check on them, and my chips ended up cooking in 22 minutes for the bottom rack chips and 24 minutes for the top rack chips. You'll know when your chips are ready when they're browned, like they're about to burn, but they're not yet burned. If you undercook your chips, they'll come out rubbery and not as crunchy. So our Pico De Gallo and our oil-free tortilla chips are done, and they're ready to enjoy. And if you're having a party or any kind of gathering, you can put your pico and chips in a pretty platter like this. And I'm gonna give it a try and taste it. Oh my gosh. It's so full of flavor, it's so fresh, and it really does taste like restaurant style pico. I highly recommend you make this. And if you do, please leave a comment in the comment section. I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and as always, happy plant eating.